Lights tonight. It is an FA Cup third round replay, Everton versus Crystal Palace, and your commentary team this evening, former Everton captain Alan Stubbs and Mike Hughes.
Thank you. Garner has won the ball, plays into the path of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 3-1. Harrison gets a good cross in, a chance, might break for Dwight McNeil, shoots. Get in, yes! Dwight McNeil thumps in a left foot shot. Jack Allison inside the penalty, pulls it back, a chance, might break in for two. Yay! It's another Everton goal. Dublin with the shot. Yes! Dublin have sealed the game for Everton.
BBC Radio Merseyside.
Just waiting for the teams to come out at Goodison Park. The prize for the victors is a home tie against Luton Town a week on Saturday, and really good chance of a place in the fifth round for the victors. Everton have found wins hard to come by after a cracking start to December with 4 consecutive victories, derailed slightly by an unfortunate defeat at Tottenham. They were unlucky too against Manchester City at Goodison Park, and yes, it was a disappointing defeat away at Wolves, but a couple of clean sheets in the matches in the FA Cup third round tie, the initial one at Selhurst Park, and then against high-flying Aston Villa at the weekend. So the Everton lineup for this replay, João Virginia is preferred in goal with Jordan Pickford on the bench once again. Nathan Patterson comes in at right back. Seamus Coleman, niggly hamstring problem. James Tarkowski, Jarrod Branthwaite and Vitaly Mykolenko complete the back four. Four-man midfield of Jack Harrison, James Garner, Amadou Onana and Dwight McNeil starts again. Arnaud Danjuma dropped down to the bench. In comes Andre Gomez with Abdoulaye Doucouré. No place in the squad for him. Probably the fact that he's only played one game in recent weeks and the manager not wanting to take a risk on him. Hopefully there's no injury problems to speak of. Dominic Calvert-Lewin leads the line. On the bench, Jordan Pickford, Andy Lonergan, Michael Keane, Ben Godfrey, Mackenzie Hunt, Arnaud Danjuma, Lewis Dobbin, Yusuf Shamiti and Beto. Crystal Palace have Sam Johnston back again in goal. A back four of Nathaniel Klein, formerly of Liverpool, Joachim Anderson, Mark Gahey, their captain, and Tyrick Mitchell. A three-man midfield of Jefferson Lerma, Chris Richards, the former Bayern Munich player, USA international, and Will Hughes. And at the top end of the pitch, Eberici, Eze, Odsonne Edouard and Jeffrey Schlupp. On the bench, Dean Henderson, James Tompkins, Mateusz França, Jean-Philippe Mateta, Malcolm Ebiobi, Nerova Almamada, Jairo Riedewald, Teo Adaralamola and David Ozo. Referee is Tony Harrington. Fourth official Simon Mather. On VAR, Simon Hooper and Stuart Atwell. The sirens are wailing. You'll soon hear the first bars of the Everton anthem, Z-Cars, and the teams will soon be with us. There's a few spaces inside Goodison Park. That's where the Crystal Palace fans are supposed to be. Hopefully they're out in the concourse, but the Everton fans are here in number in the Gladys Street. 2 fabulous yellow or amber and blue banners. Onwards Evertonians, we shall not be moved. Onwards Evertonians, of course, the first few lines of, or one of the important lines from that Everton FA Cup anthem. Z-Cars is playing, and here come the teams. And a cracking opportunity, Alan Stubbs, for Everton to make safe passage into round 4, but against Crystal Palace, it's not going to be easy.
No, it's not. You know, it's probably a game that realistically both sides didn't want. You know, but we find ourselves here, Everton back here at Goodison Park, chance to progress into the next round, which Luton are awaiting the winners. You know, so it's all to play for. You know, looking at both teams, you know, I do fancy Everton to progress tonight. I don't think it'll be easy, but I do think there's enough there to get us through into the next round.
They do have a good record against Crystal Palace, don't they? At Selhurst Park, but particularly here at Goodison, and there have been some big games, notably the stay-up game the season before last, and you were here alongside me.
We were, and obviously we don't want any more games like that. You know, they have got players who are dangerous on the day. You know, obviously Eze being one of them. You know, Will Hughes is tidy in midfield. He'll look to be the glue in terms of getting the ball off the back four and looking to play them little intricate passes. They've got pace. They've got, looking at them now warming up. You know, there's a bit of size there as well. There's a couple of big lads there. I know Edouard from his time at Celtic. You know, he's a good goal scorer. If he gets chances, he will take them. You know, so there's enough there to keep Everton on the guard tonight.
Is there a concern? No, Everton actually without Abdoulaye Doucouré, not only his goals, we know that he's sometimes a bit limited with his passing, but the key thing, and Everton will miss tonight as well as the goals, is the fact that he quite often leads the press. Yeah,
he does. You know, it's what he does for Everton without the ball, you know, in terms of the space that he occupies and the pressure that he puts on opposition's back four, midfield, because of his energy. You know, he's got a huge amount of energy. His distance covered in games must be absolutely up there with the best in the Premier League. So, you know, we know what his strengths are, you know, but I must admit, I'm interested in all to see Andre Gomez and all potentially play just off Dominic Calvert-Lewin, because, you know, certainly with the ball you would expect more quality than what we're seeing. You know, he's clever, he can find the passes. You know, you've seen him when he come on against Tottenham. You know, we had a real spark about him. He did. You know, he give Everton a lift. You know, and I'm hoping, you know, not just from a substitution performance, he can do it from the start tonight.
It's going to be Crystal Palace to kick off their change strip of white shirts with a diagonal blue stripe from shoulder to midriff, sky blue shorts, sky blue socks. Everton royal blue jerseys, white shorts and white socks. Everton attacking the park end in the first half. Will Hughes will get the game underway. Sean Dyche down there with Steve Stone and Ian Wone in his technical area. Roy Hodgson gives a wave to somebody or other, and the game is underway. Immediately it's out to the left-hand side to Tyrick Mitchell. Forward ball is cut out by Amadou Onana. Jack Harrison back to Tarkowski. Good ball down the right-hand side for Calvert-Lewin to chase. Bit too much on it, and Mark Guehi is going to shepherd it out of play without touching the ball, and behind for a goal kick to Crystal Palace. Sam Johnston, all in orange, the Palace keeper tonight. Their regular keeper, who's had one or two problems with injuries of late, but Dean Henderson, of course, signed fairly recently. He's on the bench. Johnston waves the Palace white shirt forward. Long clearance out towards the right of centre. Flicked on by a Palace shirt, but Everton win it back up towards Calvert-Lewin from Onana. Forward ball towards Jack Harrison, but Tyrick Mitchell just outsmarted him and is able to run out towards the left-hand side and then turn away and put the ball out for an Everton throw-in. 20 yards inside the Palace half right-hand side. Taken by Patterson. Back it goes from Andre Onana to James Tarkowski. The Everton captain tonight works it back to goalkeeper João Virginia to get an early touch. Forward it comes to Jarrad Branthwaite. Forward ball cut out by Tyrick Mitchell. Infield it comes, chested down and headed on by Will Hughes. It's a stray pass and Everton almost win it back with Dwight McNeil, but in the end Palace tidy it up across the back. But Everton managed to almost win it and then eventually do with Tarkowski. A neat little sidestep. João Gomez, 30 yards out, shoots! Straight at Sam Johnston, but a decent effort left-footed from 25-30 yards maybe, Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, straight away, you know, Everton's two attacks that they've had there, Gomez has been involved. You know, the first one, ball fell to him in the middle of the midfield. I've got his name actually. It was Calvert-Lewin. Made a lovely little chest in field. You know, and Gomez picked the ball up and he's played the ball for Jack Harrison, and he just got palmed off by Mitchell, the left back. And then obviously you see him there pick the ball up in between midfield, and he's unleashed a left-footed shot, which unfortunately was just straight down Johnson's throat.
Yeah, good play by Andre Gomez, but unfortunately, as Palace come forward Eberechi Eze is brought down, and they win a free kick midway inside the Everton half, 15 yards in from the left touchline, and an opportunity for Palace to get the ball into a good position. They've got a whole string of players in and around the edge of the penalty area. It's a high Everton line. Odsonne Edouard is the player furthest forward for Palace as they attack the Gladys Street end in the first half. In it comes from Eze towards the far post. It's headed away by Tarkowski. Palace retrieve it. The shot in from the edge of the penalty area is blocked. Richards tucks it back, and a cross in from the right-hand side from Joachim Andersen. Palace retrieve it left-hand side with Tyrick Mitchell. Back it goes to Jefferson Lerma. Lerma picks out his teammate and then back out towards the right-hand side for Richards. Richards turns it back to Will Hughes. Everton win it back. Lofted pass there for Calvert-Lewin. Does well to win it in the air, but has to chase the second ball himself. The Everton striker slides in and actually wins a throw-in, because as he slid in against Joachim Andersen, it came off the Crystal Palace defender. Everton throw-in. I'm not too sure we were all expecting a slide challenge like that, given what happened at Selhurst Park a couple of weeks ago. No, not at all. And I think, the person who's just made that for Everton, Calvert-Lewin, I think this could be a good game for him in terms of trying to find that goal scoring touch again, which has been a little bit elusive for him recently. I look back to the game here, in that season where we won this to stay up, and Calvert-Lewin was the difference that day. He was absolutely outstanding, and and I'm hoping, he's had a good run of games now. He just needs a goal just to get that confidence back, and I'm sure once he gets one, what it's always like, the goals will start coming for him. Confidence booster required for Calvert-Lewin. Throw in for Crystal Palace in the right back position, thrown forward. Everton stop Palace in their tracks, but then Palace work it forward and then out towards the right hand side. Good challenge in there by James Tarkowski, but the referee Jeffrey Schlupp brought down, according to the referee Tony Harrington. It's going to be a free kick for Crystal Palace as Tarkowski slid in, made the challenge, but perhaps just caught the Palace player Schlupp as he's pretty quick. He's probably thankful that he hasn't got a yellow card for that. Yeah. We would normally see maybe in the Premier League, because maybe it's in the cup. It's a little bit too early as well. Yeah, maybe perhaps. It's his first one. He's let him off with it. Thankfully for James Tarkowski, because the last thing he would have wanted was an early yellow card. Free kick for Palace midway inside the Everton half, 3 yards in from the right touchline. It comes from Eze, headed away there. Good defending from Everton. Palace win it back out towards the left-hand side. Calvert-Lewin slides in, doesn't connect with his intended target, which was the ball, but did bring down a Palace man. That's a couple of slide challenges from Calvert-Lewin on Joachim Andersen that haven't been to the liking of the referee. I think Calvert-Lewin needs to just be a little bit watchful. Yeah, I don't think there's really any attempt whatsoever. He actually pulls out the last minute, but because of momentum's took him, he's the follow through, isn't it? Yeah, the Crystal Palace players had to jump to avoid him, which is why the referees give the free kick. Another free kick to Palace midway inside the Everton half. It's about 20 yards in from the left touchline this time. Eberechi Eze will take it right-footed. Plenty of white-shirted Palace players to aim for. They've got Odsonne Edouard right in the middle, clipped in away there by Everton's James Garner, short for Harrison. Garner running out towards the right-hand side. Really poor from Jack Harrison. Not aware enough of the situation and what it required. And Palace eventually, through Eze, go back to the goalkeeper Sam Johnston inside the D. Right-footed, took his deflection off the shoulders of Calvert-Lewin. It's won in the air by Jared Branthwaite. Anana turns and works it out to the left-hand side for Dwight McNeil, just inside the Palace half. Back it goes to Mikalenko. Infield to James Garner. Back for Everton with Jared Branthwaite to go back to Virginia. Left-footed, long clearance downfield for Calvert-Lewin to chase, and Dwight McNeil bounces once, twice, and out of play. And Chris Richards will have a chance to take the throw. In fact, he's going to leave it for Nathaniel Klein, perhaps. I think what Andre Gomez has got to be careful of is, because he's more naturally a midfield player, he is sometimes dropping it a bit deeper, and the distance from him and Calvert-Lewin is getting too big.
You know, whereas Decore would always be, he's got the legs to be able to go back and get close to him. But you've seen on that initially, Gomez picked up a really good position. Then as the 2 or 3 passes happened, he starts to go deeper, and then the ball's being cleared up to Calvert-Lewin. You know, and there's not an awful lot he can do with it then.
Everton take a free kick, it's lofted forward, Palace clear, out for an Everton throw-in. Yet Andre Gomez's natural instincts are to drop deeper, but hopefully he'll be able to grow into his role as the evening progresses. Everton take the throw, and it's worked back out towards Garnett. Wins, and in fact it's Mikalenko wins the throw-in, level with the edge of the penalty area, left-hand side. Gomez comes short, back to Mikalenko rather awkwardly, and then Onana works a 1-2 with the Ukrainian international, towed back to the halfway line, and Tarkovsky exchanges passes with Onana, then breaking over halfway right hand side is Patterson, infield for Onana, nice pass for Garner, right hand side Jack Harrison, a chance to run at Tyrick Mitchell, gets a low cross in towards the near post, it's cleared. Everton get it back into the danger zone, lovely turn by Gomez, and in a tight situation, just his second touch was a little bit too heavy as he tried to turn away on the edge of the 6-yard box to find a little bit of space after his first touch was a good one. In the end, it's behind for a goal kick. 9 minutes gone at Goodison. Everton 0, Crystal Palace 0. The thoughts of our summariser, former Everton captain Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, Everton were really unfortunate there. They got a little bit lucky because I think 1 or 2 of the crosses didn't necessarily end up on the intended targets, and the ball's found itself to Andre Gomez, and he's just gone to chop it, and he's give the 2 Crystal Palace players, you know, a real dummy. They've gone for the fish and chip paper, you know, and as he's chopped it back, it's just overhit it. Otherwise, you know, he was in on goal because they'd gone one way and he was turning the other way. It was nearly a great bit of skill by him.
Palace come forward, and Tyrick Mitchell, 15 yards from the edge of the penalty, goes back to Will Hughes. Then it's Gahey back to Richards to Joachim Andersen, back with Mark Gahey to the left of centre inside his own half. Andersen again plays the ball across to Richards, who's dropping into defensive positions. Everton with winning it back with Andre Gomez. Great work by Calvert-Lewin. Has a run outside and right hand side from Jack Harrison inside the penalty area. The angle's tightening up for Harrison, looking for support, finds it in Patterson, but then turns back the other way, and in the end Palace, because of the indecision of Jack Harrison, are able to win it back, and he just didn't have a shirt close enough to him, and Jack Harrison ended up running up a cul-de-sac and ran out of ideas.
You can see what Everton's game plan is, because they're looking to really press onto Crystal Palace everywhere on the pitch. You know, you've seen Dwight McNeil there really go and press the fullback, and as a result of that, he's left his wide midfield player, and the Mikalenko's had to come out and press, and in the end they've all clamped onto Palace and they got a bit of joy and broke forward, but unfortunately Jack Harrison just run out of ideas a little bit really when he got into that final third.
Everton free kick for a foul on Onana, taken by Tarkovsky, hit long downfield. It was a long time in the sky, and when it dropped down it was volleyed out of play for an Everton throw-in by Joachim Andersen, the Palace Danish international central defender. Throw in 7 or 8 yards from the edge of the Palace penalty area, right hand side. Patterson to take, gets a run from Amadou Onana, then a poor ball for Onana, gives away possession to Eberechi Eze, and the ball eventually challenged by Onana came off Eze right on the touchline right hand side. Everton throw in, it's going to be taken by Patterson, has Gomez inside. Gomez turns away from his man but didn't take the ball with him. Patterson is able to just about win it back, and then was fouled as he tried to shield the ball by Eberechi Eze. Everton free kick. The opening 12 minutes have been littered with free kicks and stoppages, but both teams feeling their way into it and had pretty even Steven, I think, so far.
It has. There's not really been a lot of goalmouth action. Either keeper has not been tested as yet, apart from one which was Sam Johnston, which was very comfortable for him really, straight down the middle at him, but it has been a little bit stop-start. I think Palace have had 3 or 4 free kicks which Everton have give away, and they've looked to directly put the ball into the box, and Everton really, when they have had a couple of decent positions, they've just lacked that little bit of quality or movement when they have got in the final third.
Everton's free kick is put out of play for a throw into the Blues as Palace defend it. Back it goes to James Tarkowski, midway inside his own half, central position, out to the right-hand side for Patterson. Forward ball is a good one for Calvert-Lewin, running in behind the Palace defence, checks back, shoots! Oh, it's a good save at his near post there by Sam Johnston. It didn't look from here as though it was going to go in, but the goalkeeper was taking no chances. It was a really decent effort, did well to control it, the lofted ball downfield. Really good work. Patterson's long ball, great takedown, and Calvert-Lewin, right-footed from a tight angle, saved at the near post. It's a corner.
Yeah, really good play. Great ball by Patterson, and Calvert-Lewin's timed his run perfectly, and he's had a lovely little touch inside the 18-yard box. I'll just let you play the well as Everton have a corner.
Corner's floated in by McNeil. Down it comes from Anana's header. Palace clear. Nice touch by Patterson. Lofted ball towards Tarkowski, heads it skywards, away by Anderson, only as far as Mikalenko. Left-footed ball to the left-hand side for Tarkowski. Mikalenko on the overlap, gets the cross in, deflected behind by Richards. Everton have a corner.
Yeah, sorry, it was just going back to that previous Calvert-Lewin chance. The ball's come over the top and he's had a lovely first touch with his right foot, and if anything it just slightly got stuck under his feet, and he's dug it out, and he's tried to catch Johnson out at the near post where the keeper's made a good one-handed save.
Corner left-hand side, Andre Gomez to take it. Both arms aloft is the signal to his teammates. Swung in towards the near post, headed away by Will Hughes. Might break on the edge of the penalty for McNeil. Instead it's a shot by Patterson that's cleared away by Richards. Helped on by Eze. Palace on the run there with Jeffrey Schlupp out towards Alton Edward, right-hand side, out towards the right touchline, chases across, gets it back, and driven effort is way off target from Jefferson Lerma, and it's behind for a goal kick. Decent Palace break in terms of the swiftness of it, but Everton able to cope defensively, no real problems, and just beginning to get a little bit of joy at the top end of the pitch, Everton, without, as you say, carving open the Palace defence with any great regularity. Long clearance downfield, headed on there by Will Hughes. Everton with James Garner. Touched it back to Tarkowski. Short angle ball for Garner, back with Tarkowski. Now it's Gomez. Threads it out to the right-hand side for Jack Harrison. Runs towards the edge of the penalty. It's a good crossing. Oh, it's just over Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's a really decent cross from the right-hand side. Good work, and Everton beginning to look like a bit more of a threat moving forward. 15 and a half minutes gone. It's still 0-0 though.
Yeah, good break from Everton. It all was initiated by James Tarkowski, who played a lovely ball right through the middle of the Crystal Palace midfield into Andre Gomez's feet, where he's turned and he's played Jack Harrison in down this right hand side. And what he's did on this occasion, he was able to get a bit of momentum, and he really attacked the fullback Mitchell. Check back on his left, which he likes to do, and he's just floated the ball into the middle of the goal area, which is probably just about 6-10 inches too high for Calvert-Lewin.
Bit of head tennis in centre field till it's brought down there by James Garner. Touches it out to the right hand side. Nathan Patterson's attempted ball past Tyrick Mitchell is fouled there by Jefferson Lerma to bring down James Garner. Just a little tight situation between Palace and Everton, and free kick taken quickly there by Anana. Lofted ball from Patterson. Calvert-Lewin running in behind the Palace defence, just able to bring it down.
Offside.
Flag's gone up for offside against Calvert-Lewin. I think we all thought it was going to be offside. We have seen in the cup ties over the past few days that the flags have been coming up pretty quickly. That one was a bit late. Nevertheless, I think it was a decision that nobody will be surprised by. It remains 0-0.
I think it was actually a very similar play to the previous chance where Calvert-Lewin got in. This time he just probably gone a little bit early, and the linesman is rightly flagged for offside. But you can see what Everton are looking for. James Patterson on this side, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's taking his position in between Anderson and Mitchell here down this Crystal Palace left-hand side, Everton's right-hand side, and he's getting a little bit of joy.
Everton have won a throw in. Nathan Patterson short to Gomez. Gomez's ball is really loose and in towards the edge of the penalty area. Eze's pass to the edge of the penalty area is cleared. Palace win it back. It's out to the right-hand side. Everton have got a man down here, and there's a bit of a break in play as the referee, Mr. Harrington, walks across to the Everton right-hand side. It's Amadou Onana, I think, who's hit the deck with a slight knock to the head, but he's big and he's strong and he's back on his feet, and I think we're going to start with an uncontested drop ball for Crystal Palace. Hopefully not too uncontested from an Everton perspective, as they need to get back into position, because the uncontested drop ball is 20 yards inside Everton territory. Palace take it, it's back with Jefferson Lerma, and then it's Chris Richards to Beckham Anderson, and then Mark Gehi back to his goalkeeper Johnston out towards the right-hand side. Brought down really well by Nathaniel Klein, runs in field, good challenge, but still Nathaniel Klein has it. Tyrick Mitchell, edge of the penalty area, on his left foot, shoots, it's well wide of target, but two players not best known for their attacking interventions, Nathaniel Klein and Tyrick Mitchell, combining to good effect for Crystal Palace. Really good run downfield and then infield from Nathaniel Klein, but Everton able to hold off that threat, and building from the back now with Amadou Onana. James Tarkowski, angle ball to the right-hand side for Jack Harrison. Nice ball from Patterson down the right-hand side. Mark Gehi is there, challenged by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. There's very little in that, but the referee has saw fit to give a free kick to Crystal Palace in their left-back position.
Yeah, I think he just catches him, Mike. You know, he just clips his ankle. You know, Gehi, he just uses his body, sticks his backside into Calvert-Lewin, and just as he's about to play it back to the keeper, I think he just gets a little touch on the ankles by Calvert-Lewin.
Free kick taken, headed away by Tarkowski, kept in by Jack Harrison, comes off Will Hughes as Harrison tries to turn it infield towards Gomez. Everton throwing just on halfway. Patterson wants to take it quickly, has to check back because he didn't get the intended run. Harrison now comes short, comes back off Will Hughes again, making a bit of a nuisance to himself, to the Everton players as they try and fashion something down the right-hand side. Patterson with the throw-in again, flicks off the head of Gehi. Good yardage made by Everton in terms of another throw-in down the line. It's almost level, about 5 yards from the edge of the penalty area on the right-hand side. Patterson to take. Good run by Gomez. Back to Patterson. Patterson finds Gomez. Gomez has to angle a ball back to Amadou Onana. Now almost on halfway. Here's Jared Branthwaite. Goes back to João Virginia, edge of the D. And the Everton keeper hits it long, left-footed, headed away by Richards, out towards the Palace right. Nathaniel Klein's forward ball is Hodgson Edwards. If he can control it, flag goes up for offside. It's an Everton free kick.
Yeah,
Alan
it's
Stubbs.
just a little bit scrappy, the game. You know, it's Everton have possession, Palace have possession. I must admit, I think if Everton can just settle down and pick the right passes, I really do think Palace are there for the taking, because they do look a team that is struggling at the moment in terms of confidence and play. You know, they're probably more designed to, or set up to hit teams on the counter, you know, but when they do have the ball, you know, they're a little bit one-dimensional.
Clearance by João Virginia, challenged by Patterson on Eze. The Everton man comes off best. Tarkowski intervenes, then Patterson, nice ball from Andre Gomez. McNeil in a central position. Andre Onana, lovely floated ball to the left-hand side for Vitaly Mikalenko. Touched on by Dwight McNeil. James Garner inside the centre circle is Amadou Onana, looking for options. A little bit too slow with it, and Everton need to move the ball a bit more quickly, and Tarkowski finds Gomez. Nice ball towards the edge of the penalty, and it's Jack Harrison's brought down. Play on, says the referee. Well, that really did look to be a free kick, but no, the referee's not having any of it. Play on, says the referee, who was well positioned, and it remains 0-0, no free kick. And Jack Harrison, really good run towards the edge of the box after a really prominent and very decent Everton move. And now Palace on the break with Jefferson Lerma receives the ball from Eberitia Eze. Richards out towards the right hand side for Nathaniel Klein. Palace playing with a three-man centre defence and using wing backs tonight. Your thoughts on that? Do you think it was a free kick, or referee got it right?
I didn't really see a replay, but my initial thought was there potentially could have been some contact, but obviously with not seeing the replay, I couldn't be 100% sure. It has been checked by VAR and they've not give it, but I'm not surprised by that either, to be honest.
Yeah, VAR decisions going Everton's way doesn't happen very often, though they did get one on Sunday.
Yeah, we did get one the other day, didn't we?
Did get one on Sunday, yeah. I think it's a photo of it's being framed, and it's going to be put in the museum,
the archives
of football in Preston. Everton's throw-in, 15 yards short of halfway. Bristol Rovers 1, Norwich 0, the winners of that play. Liverpool in the fourth round, of course, at Anfield. Everton, Blackpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1 in the other tie. Palace in possession. Down the Everton right hand side, infield it comes. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, nice bit of work to find Andre Gomez. Ball forward from Gomez is overhit, unfortunately, and straight through to Palace goalkeeper Sam Johnston, and they build again from the back. Jefferson Lerma forward to Jeffrey Schlupp, then the ball to the right hand side for Nathaniel Klein, back with Schlupp, building with Lerma up towards the halfway line, looking for white shirts to move forward. They have plenty of options, and Nathaniel Klein again in advanced position goes back to Richards, and then Will Hughes is always available. Joachim Andersen across the defensive line to Mark Gehi to the left of centre, put under pressure, so infield for Will Hughes. Angle ball for Eze inside the Everton half and running with the ball at his feet now. 10 yards from the edge of the Everton penalty area. Plays it infield. Everton with Garner. And Nathan Patterson sells a bit of a dummy there to Palace player. And the ball eventually cannons off him and behind for a goal kick, I think. Nathan Patterson in those situations doesn't really need to do that, and it's got him into difficult situations once or twice in the past. But here come Everton with Andre Gomez, who goes down under a challenge, and Palace build again after picking up possession. Everton win it back with James Garner, runs across the centre circle, has Jack Harrison to his right hand side, overhit ball from Garner. It's a real shame, and it's behind for a goal kick. It remains 0-0.
Yeah, Everton break forward. They pounce on a loose ball from Palace, and James Garner breaks forward, and in the end he gets to the edge of the box and tries to slide Jack Harrison in, and he just overhits it by a yard or two, and that Everton attack comes to nothing, unfortunately. I think going back to Patterson and all, I think when he's got the ball at his feet and he's looking forward, like for them balls that he's played to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he's okay. But when actually in the defensive part of his game, he can be a little bit reluctant, and a little bit unsure, in terms of decision making. And on that one there, he's let it roll through him in the edge of the box, where probably the better decision would have been to
attack
take
the ball,
it, to go forward really.
Palace being put under pressure. Gehi lobs it away, headed forward by Garner. Palace clear. Gomez has the ball taken off him by Jefferson Lerma out towards the right touchline, turns it back to Richards short to Joachim Andersen, bullies his way past two Everton players, and then Everton win it back, and then Andersen heads it forward, brought down by Odsonne Edouard. Running forward from the centre circle, picks out Eberichi Eze, edge of the penalty, shoots. Oh, it's a good save there by João Virginia, away to his left hand side, edge of the 6 yard box. Cracking goalkeeping from the Everton man. That's Palace's first real sight of goal with that counter-attack, and a really good stop, Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, Palace's most dangerous player. You know, he's just come into the game in the last couple of minutes. He starts to pick the ball up, you know, and there he gets the ball and he runs at the Everton defence. And to be fair to João Virginia, he makes a really good save down to his left-hand side. You know, that's probably the best chance of the game up to now.
Palace in possession with Chris Richards in the right back position, turns it back to Joachim Andersen. Everton win back possession. Dwight McNeil is challenged, third challenge by Jefferson Lerma according to the referee. Works it short infield to Will Hughes. Has player out towards him left hand side in Tyrick Mitchell, but Palace work it back across their defensive line with Gergi and Anderson, and now it's going to be Richards probably. Yeah, Richards receives it onto his right foot, looks for options for the right hand side in Klein, worked in field, read by Branthwaite, headed down there by Dwight McNeil, and in the end Vitaly Mykolenko is going to go back to his goalkeeper João Virginia. Long clearance up towards halfway. Gergi wins it in the air. Touched on by Jeffrey Schlupp to the left-hand side for the powerful run forward of Tyrick Mitchell. Schlupp runs forward, goes back to Mitchell. Mitchell level with the edge of the Everton penalty area left-hand side. Gergi and Jefferson Lerma in deeper positions, as is Will Hughes. Long ball forward from Joachim Andersen out towards the right-hand side. It's kept in there. Good work by Nathaniel Klein. Back to Jefferson Lerma. Chance on the edge of the 6-yard box, or just outside it, over the bar there as Palace came forward. Left-footed, the outside of his boot from Jeffrey Schlupp. And Palace with a couple of really good chances in the last 2 or 3 minutes. And Everton being opened up in and around their penalty area. And that's a concern for Sean Dyche. It's still Everton 0, Crystal Palace 0. But that's been too easy on 2 occasions, Alan Stubbs, for Palace to make really good opportunities. Yeah,
because I actually thought Palace had started the game really slowly and were waiting for something to happen, as in, you know, Everton to really score. And in the last couple of minutes, they've really come into it. Eze had a really good chance, which, you know, Virginia's made a really good save. And then they just had another, you know, opportunity there, you know, and it's a little bit of a wake-up call for Everton, you know, the last 2 chances for Palace, because, you know, they were good chances as well.
Yeah, they've made better opportunities than Everton have, with much less possession and much less in terms of authoritative attacks and possession in and around the penalty areas. Is good challenge there by James Garner, ends up on the deck. Referee waves play on. Andre Gomez loses out in the challenge, and Palace win it back and up towards Schlupp on the halfway line. Left-footed ball out to the right-hand side. Palace with Nathaniel Klein, and then back with Jeffrey Schlupp. Forward move, gets past 2 challenges. Everton win it back. Play on, says the referee. Poor touch there by Andre Gomez. Everton do well to win it back with Vitaly Mykolenko, and then Branthwaite. Garner helps it on to Mykolenko. Long ball for Calvert-Lewin. Heads it down really neatly to Jack Harrison. Makes a move towards the left edge of the penalty area. Needs support, doesn't get any. Then James Garner midway inside the Palace half. Mykolenko short to the left, back in for Garner. And Everton go all the way back to Jared Branthwaite and Tarkowski, and out to the right hand side. But now Palace have got every white shirt back behind the ball, and the momentum of the forward move has gone. But Calvert-Lewin with a pass out towards Dwight McNeil, who loses possession. Everton's play in wide areas with McNeil and Jack Harrison so far tonight, even though that was a good move from Jack Harrison a minute or so ago that wasn't rewarded. So far tonight, not been good enough, Alan Stubbs.
No, they've been a little bit sloppy in possession. You know, they've had a couple of heavy touches, which has give Palace a chance to, you know, to win possession back. You know, Everton just need to settle themselves down, because, you know, there's no doubt that Palace have had the better of the last 5 minutes. Everton just need to settle down, get a foothold back in the game again, you know, and look to play. You know, they need to just keep the ball a little bit longer than what they have doing. It's as if like they're trying to get it forward too quickly at times.
Flags up for offside. Free kick to Crystal Palace midway inside their own half. 32.5 minutes gone at Goodison Park. BBC Radio Merseyside, Total Sport Merseyside, with you every step of the way. Every Everton game of the season, home or away, you'll hear full commentary. Palace in possession. Long ball out towards the left-hand side for Tyrick Mitchell. Infield to Eberechi Eze. In towards the edge of the penalty area. Eze works it into Jeffrey Schlupp. Schlupp trying to work it onto his right foot. Back to Will Hughes. Shoots! Straight at the goalkeeper. Good save, good clean hands, good positioning from João Virginia. But it's another effort on goal and more concern from Everton. Good throw out towards the left-hand side to Vitaly Mikalenko by the goalkeeper. Then Everton give the ball away. Sloppy pass. Tarkowski's there to tidy up, and Patterson to the left-hand side to McNeil. Sloppy ball from Patterson again, and Palace have a throw-in.
Yeah, Everton are just contributing massively to their own downfall at the moment. You know, in terms of in possession, they're really sloppy. There's a couple of passes that are, you know, Onana has done well really there, because it was a pass that was destined for him but had been overhit and it nearly overran, and Eze was through on goal, and he just about, you know, good job he's got them long legs, because that was the bit that stopped Eze from getting the ball. But Everton just a little bit sloppy and need to just wake up here, because you don't want to give Palace an opportunity to take the lead here.
Forward ball down the left-hand side for Mikalenko. Jeffrey Schlupp just keeps the ball in play on the touchline, goes back to his goalkeeper, first time clearance. Branthwaite with a header, gets it back from Andre Gomez. Forward Everton come with Tarkowski and then Onana back for Branthwaite just inside the Everton half. Helped on by Andre Gomez, but it's a poor pass and Palace give it away to Everton again. Vitaly Mikalenko waiting for support to arrive, eventually finds it from Ghana. Andre Onana's brought down by Jefferson Lerma to free kick. I think the referee gave that rather quickly, probably to good effect from an Everton point of view, because I don't think there was that much in it, was there?
No, there wasn't. You know, Onana's cut back on himself, and I don't know whether he's bought a foul or whether he actually has been caught. But Everton seem to be a little bit wanting to go through the centre all the time, you know, whereas early on they were getting their joy from wide areas, and they've tried to go a little bit central. Dwight McNeil started to come in off the wing, come in narrow. Jack Harrison started to come in narrow. The fullbacks are pushing a little bit on, but they're not getting that joy from that movement.
Free kick from Andre Gomez. It's hit too far and it's kept in. No, it isn't kept in by Nathan Patterson. It's behind for a goal kick. Disappointing from an Everton perspective. 35.5 minutes gone. Still 0-0 at Goodison Park. Elsewhere in the FA Cup, the third round replays, the two other ones being played tonight. Blackpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1. The winners of that are away at Bristol City, and Bristol Rovers need Norwich by a 1-0. The winners of that are away to Liverpool. Good ball there from Tarkowski on the right touchline, infield to Gomez. Gomez picks out Amadou Onana on the cusp of the centre circle inside the Palace half. Gets it back from Vitaly Mikalenko. Floated ball for Jack Harrison. Good control pass there back for Patterson. Patterson can't get it under control. Eventually just manages to pick out Amadou Onana. Good turn from him, and then Tarkowski put under pressure, lifts it forward towards James Garner. Mark Gehy's going to let the ball go out of play, I think, without touching it. It's a throw into Crystal Palace, down by the corner quadrant as they defend. Left-hand side, still 0-0. Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, it's just the games just seem to have lost a little bit of intensity at the moment. I think Everton just need to. I think they need to go back to the way they started the game. You know, get the wide players wide, get the ball into wide areas, and look to try and attack Palace from wide areas. Because what's happening? The more they keep playing through the middle of the pitch, it's bringing Eze in, and he's more happier playing infield, you know, rather than having to defend and double up with his fullback. Right, and I think that's what's happened. Everton have started to play too much central, and it's no coincidence that they've started to lose the ball more frequently, and as a result of that, you know, Palace's best player has been more in this game.
Yeah, Everton's passing, if it's loose in those central areas, is clearly going to be much more dangerous as a ball is played to the right-hand side. Good pass, and Patterson chases after Jack Harrison's ball, and once again it's over-hit by Jack Harrison. We've seen that on countless occasions tonight as Everton have got themselves into good positions. Harrison or Garner or McNeil have over-hit passes, and as a consequence they've not been able to turn good possession into good chances.
We might have to ask the kit man to take a little bit of air out of that ball at half-time, because Everton seem to be over-hitting it. It is disappointing, because that was a really promising attack for Everton, and there's Jack Harrison has to do better there, because he was under no pressure and he's just over-hit the pass into Patterson, and there was a little bit of frustration with Patterson because he never probably ran it all the way to the ball, but he was never catching it really. It was just a poorly over-hit pass.
Palace hooked the ball forward, headed away there by Patterson. Joachim Andersen clears for Palace. Everton win it back. Andre Gomez touches it out to Dwight McNeil, back with Garner. Nice turn away from Jeffrey Schlupp. Forward ball straight at Will Hughes. Garner does well to play it out towards the left-hand side. Everton get an early cross in towards Calvert-Lewin. It's cleared by Richards, away there by Joachim Andersen. Everton have it again with Dwight McNeil. McNeil for Garner. Branthwaite. Tarkowski inside the centre circle, inside his own half. Fine pass for Jack Harrison, who's having a really difficult time. Gets the ball whipped off his toes, and Palace win it back with relative ease and go to the left-hand side for Tyreek Mitchell. Eberechi turns it back to Mark Gehi. Gehi back for his goalkeeper inside his own 6-yard box, and Johnston left-footed ball to the right-hand side, and Chris Richards goes back to his keeper, right-footed downfield up towards halfway. One in the air there by Tarkowski. Just pass there from Calvert-Lewin. Palace win it back, and then Gehi's pass out towards the right-hand side for Jeffrey Schlupp on his left foot. Gets away from one challenge, and then a ball to the left-hand side, and it's cleared by Patterson up towards Calvert-Lewin. Heads it down and towards Jack Harrison. Palace win it back, and then Andre Gomez has got to run towards the edge of the penalty area. Oh, and it's brought down. That's going to be a yellow card for Jefferson Lerma. Andre Gomez showed him a clean pair of heels as the ball came off Calvert-Lewin's chest. Everton have got a free kick 2 or 3 yards from the edge of the D, in a good position and an opportunity to have a crack at goal. And Andre Gomez making his intentions known as the ball broke into his path and did really well.
Yeah, it all comes from where Everton have got the most joy tonight is a ball down the channel again. Everton work it into something. The ball, I think initially Gomez looks at the defender. Is he going? Is he not? And he ends up making his mind up, and he takes a step in there, and it's a clear free kick. 25 yards out from the Crystal Palace goal. We need a little bit of quality here to warm the fans up inside the stadium. You've got two players who we've seen can put the ball, in the top corner. Either one, whether it is Jack Harrison or Andre Gomez. So this is a chance for them to try and liven this game up.
Looks like it's going to be Gomez with his right foot. Is it going to be Harrison with his left? Central position, 3 yards from the D. Free kick taken by Gomez! Yes! It's a fabulous free kick from Andre Gomez. Right-footed like a rocket shot, and it cannoned in off the inside of the post as Sam Johnston dived away to his left-hand side. First goal at Goodison Park for a fair long time for Andre Gomez. He hasn't had the best of luck with injuries in a long time. He took the responsibility, he took the free kick, he scored an absolutely fantastic goal, cracking shot with his right foot, bending away from the keeper, in off the post. 42 minutes gone at Goodison Park. Everton 1, Crystal Palace 0.
I got lucky there because it sounds like I knew what I was talking about there, didn't it? No, Andre Gomez is, he's if anything, if he had a choice, I was hoping he was the one that was going to take it, because the way it suited the right footed, the way Johnson had lined up the wall and where he was, and thankfully, you know, he's killed a lovely ball around the outside of the Crystal Palace wall, which is nestled in off the post and into Sam Johnson's goal. You know, Everton needed that, because the game had got a little bit flat. Palace started to come into the game and they were having too many chances, and the game, Everton's intensity from when they started had really dropped, so it's an important goal for Everton. That
Palace attack in towards the edge of the penalty. Eberechi Eze found an opportunity there, driven shot. Whoa, what a save at his near post. Cracking drive by Tyrick Mitchell after Eberechi Eze's running towards the penalty area. Touch to the left-hand side as Palace white shirt swarmed inside the box. Tyrick Mitchell, left-footed, angled drive, tipped away at his near post by João Virginia, who's made a couple of cracking stops. That was hit powerfully by Tyrick Mitchell. Corner for Palace. Left-hand side, right-footed, it's going to be taken by Eberechi Eze. In it comes towards the far post. Joachim Andersen heads it down. Everton get it clear only as far as Joachim Andersen, left-footed on the volley, and it hit the Everton Howard Kendall Gladys Street stand in that area where it's separated by the Archibald Leach architectural structure. Just struck the middle of that, and then that shows how high it was. A great bit of work by Alan Stubbs, who was told us exactly what to expect. I was going to say I thought Jack Harrison should have taken it, but shows how much I know. Really good free kick from Andre Gomez. Everton have got a throw in, 44 minutes gone. Everton lead 1-0, cracking time to score. Throw in midway inside the Palace half. Patterson to take, right hand side. Jack Harrison can't get it under his control. Infield it comes, tidying up work there by James Garner. Curling forward ball towards Calvert-Lewin. Taken down by Guehi, helped on as far as the Palace midfielder Will Hughes, but Everton win it back, and then Andre Onana pokes it forward and Calvert-Lewin wins it back. Inside the penalty area now, pulls it back, an opportunity to maybe pick out Andre Gomez. Was that turned back to his goalkeeper? Looked as though it was there by Jefferson Lerma, but the ball came off Lerma rather than being passed back to him, according to the referee. That's his understanding of it. 2 minutes to add on at Goodison Park. That was, if it would have been a bit more accurate, could have made all the difference, Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, it was. Dominic Calvert-Lewin done really well, putting Guehi under pressure. You know, he's a little bit slow on the ball, and he's robbed him of it, and he's drove into the Crystal Palace 18-yard box, and he's tried to pull a ball back for Andre Gomez, you know, but unfortunately it got cut out.
Everton have got themselves a free kick, 15 yards advanced from the edge of their own penalty area. Left-hand side, João Virginia, who's made two very, very good saves and has looked very confident tonight. He's going to take it left-footed. All in green, the Everton custodian, long downfield, headed away by Richards, headed back forward by McNeil, taken on the chest there by Andre Gomez. Palace clear, Everton win it back. Gomez left-hand side, down the line there for McNeil, down the line again for Gomez, turns, keeps it under his control, invites the challenge, good footwork there, and then back it goes. Cross there from the left-hand side from Mikolenko, swept away at the near post. Good defending from Palace, and Everton go back with Tarkowski receiving the ball from James Garner, looks for options, finds Dwight McNeil. Was he brought down? No, says the referee. 30 seconds of the half to go. Palace coming forward on the counter. Eberechi Eze on his right foot shoots, it's blocked. Allowed to run too far with the ball there on too many occasions, to be honest with you. In comes the cross from the right hand side. Everton eventually with Gomez gets it clear only as far as Richards, midway inside the Everton half, out towards the right of centre, works it back for Will Hughes. Will Hughes finds support from Guehi, right-footed ball to the left hand side. Tyrick Mitchell, there goes the whistle for the half-time break. Referee Mr. Tony Harrington brings to an end the first half. Just one goal. We had to wait 42 minutes for it, and it was an absolute cracking free kick from Andre Gomez from a central position just to the right of centre, and he curled it right-footed around the wall, rattled it into the back of the net, off the inside of the post as the goalkeeper Sam Johnson dived away to his left-hand side. Everton have had the better of things, maybe just about, because Palace, after a slow start, got into the game, had some real moments of quality, but were thwarted in their attempts to get on the score sheet with some excellent goalkeeping from Everton's João Virginia. The Blues going close early on with a really decent effort from Andre Gomez that was saved. On numerous occasions they've got into good positions in the final third, but were undone by some overhead passes when they're trying to thread the ball through the Crystal Palace backline. But they got that vital goal when it looked as though Palace were just beginning to exert a little bit of authority. Up to the half-hour mark, Everton began to grow into the game again and got that all-important first goal. An absolutely cracking strike it was, and a real bit of quality. And Andre Gomez, to be fair to him, has had a really positive influence in the main on Everton's performance so far. We mentioned he's not Abdoulaye Doucouré, but we just saw a bit of movement from him out towards the left-hand side in the closing stages of the first half. Fabulously tight control in a really crowded situation, and he's trying to be positive and get Everton into good positions.
Yeah, certainly on the ball. I think he's where he is now in terms of his injuries. I think he's better suited to that number 10 role, because he has got quality. He can see a pass, and we've seen on a couple of occasions tonight, when he does receive it, he is looking to receive on the half turn, so he can look to play them passes into Dominic Calvert-Lewin, or on occasions into Jack Harrison's feet, in between this Crystal Palace back line. So in terms of, it gives Everton a different dimension, because obviously Doucouré, he gives you that work rate, it gives you that energy. Sometimes it lacks in quality in terms of being able to see that pass, but in terms of Andre Gomez, he certainly got that. I must admit, from Everton starting the game, Palace grew into it, and a lot of that was to do with Everton, being sloppy on the ball, giving possession away, and then you could see that the game was on a little bit of a knife edge in terms of,
very much in the balance
gone either way,
point, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But Everton have got that all-important vital goal. I think there's enough there for this Everton team and Sean Dyche to have a word with the players at half-time to say, listen, this game is not won. There's still a lot. Palace have looked a threat the more they've got into the game.
And if it wasn't for João Virginia, they would have had at least one goal and made a couple of really good saves. And we've seen Aberici Eze look dangerous, and Schlupp when he's got into advanced positions. And I've never ever seen Nathaniel Klein or Tyrick Mitchell playing in such advanced positions for them. Yeah,
when you look at the chances in the first half, you look at Everton have had Calvert-Lewin's chance at the near post, which Sam Johnson scored. They've had Andre Gomez shot, which was a comfortable save for Johnson, and then they've obviously had the goal. But then you look at Palace's chances, and they were the better chances, really. So Everton have got to really be on the guard, because I think this is one of them games where if Everton get the second, I think it could be a comfortable night, because I don't think this Palace team are really going to put up much of an effort, if I'm being really honest. So it'll be interesting to see, how they come out for the second half.
Yeah, it's still very much in the balance. The opening goal in this game, you get the feeling, was always going to be really important, as they always are in cup ties, but an awful long way to go yet before we find out who's going to go into the fourth round of the FA Cup. Half-time score at Goodison Park then, 1, Crystal Palace 0.
Live FA Cup football. BBC Radio Merseyside.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Alan Stubbs. Stubbsy, before you go and get the half-time bruise in, I've just got a message here. Julie's listening because she can't watch on the telly tonight, so we've got loads of extra listeners tonight, which is brilliant.
Is this Julie?
Julie? Do you know Julie?
The one with the Everton t-shirt?
No, not that Julie. This is another Julie. Julie Hobb. Good evening, Julie. She says she's loving your punditry tonight. She says you're calling it exactly as it is, so she's enjoying it. And also, do you fancy a pint round theirs? You'd love it, apparently.
Where's she from?
I don't know where she is tonight, actually.
Not that matters anyway, Julie.
He's on his way after the game.
I mean?
He's got another hour, hasn't he, Mike?
Yeah, just text in.
Send us your address in, Julie.
Is the invitation just for him, or do we get a shout, me and you?
I don't think we're invited, Mike. I think that says it all.
I think it's the quality. I think it's, you know what?
I think
Julie, it's not a +1, it's got to be a +3.
Yeah, we've all got to come along, Julie. Let us know if we can come. Just also as well, I just want to say a quick hello to Alistair, who's joined us, Tracy B and Stu as well. Loads of people joining us because it's not on the sally. Thank you. Right, mine's tea, milk, no sugar, guys.
Yeah, tea, just a little bit of milk and one sugar, please.
Julie,
yeah, you're right,
Alan? Yeah, okay.
How you go?
Tea, milk, no sugar on this way.
Thank you. It is -5 here at Goodison. Yeah, Everton, a goal to the good. Cracking free kick there from Andre Gomez. And yeah, it's lovely to see him back among the goals again, isn't it? It's been absolutely brilliant. As we've just nearly gone off air, as Alan Stubbs tries to fold his way back out the tiny folded seat here. Let's talk about the National League North last night, though, because Chester fell to a 1-0 defeat at home to Buxton. The winning goal coming as early as the 2nd minute, and their manager, Callum McIntyre, says it was a frustrating evening.
A disappointing result. I remarked on Saturday that I felt we were still in a difficult moment, and tonight's result reinforces that. So very, very disappointed with the result, frustrated at the performance, aspects of the performance, and fundamentally a game that kicked off at 7:45 may have been the same game, but was a very, very different game by 7:47, 7:48, for the manner of the goal against that you give a team that came to defend. And that's not a criticism. I thought they were excellent defensively, and they got a clean sheet here. They've had something to defend after minute 1, minute 2, which is really, really poor. That is why the result is. It can be a very, very different game if that doesn't happen. If we put the players where we get in areas and we do the wrong thing. We make the wrong decision. We fail to execute. We cross the ball. We kick the ball over the bar. We look to over-combine. We slip in the box when we're about to shoot. That's frustrating at 0-0. When you're 1-0 down, that's the difference in the result.
Potentially a penalty when Glendon went down. Your view on that in the second half?
When you come as the home team manager after a home defeat and you are willing to speak to the media, which I've never shirked, never asked anyone else to come and do for me, I'll talk about my team's performance, not the away team and not the officials.
It was a frustrating game as well, generally, in terms of time wasting, my words, and a few decisions that possibly, for both sides, went different ways than possibly the majority would have thought.
I've gone in and spoke to the players after the game, and I've probably had another 15 minutes or so afterwards where we're with the staff and we're analysing. And look, it's then when the physio comes in and reports, I think we'll lose Kieran Coates for 6 to 8 weeks from the challenge at the end with a shoulder injury, and you're going wow. And then there's 2 more, one in the defensive line, one in the midfield line, with one looks like a knock, one looks like more than a knock, and you're going right. But rewind, you're talking with the staff and you're analysing and you analyse and you overanalyse and you look at this. We played really well on Saturday. We didn't play as well tonight. We were better tonight than we were in 2 really poor performances in and around the first week of the new year. However, the result today is similar. Well, it's the same as those first 2 games of the year. Why? If we're going to fail to score, if we're going to fail to convert, you have shapes, systems, ways of playing. We have got the players in. We've given the players opportunities and chances to create chances and goal-scoring opportunities, and we've not been able to do it. We've not been able to cross the ball. We've not been able to execute, right? Now, that is why we don't score. And then at the other end of the pitch, the manner of the goals we've conceded in the last 6 to 8 games is ludicrous. And one tonight, if you were to ask me for a short analysis of the game, team performance, okay, good in patches, reacted really well to going a goal down. Individual performances from a couple, and by the way, players that have been very, very good for us for a period of time, that either haven't been tonight or haven't for a little spell, or players that are very popular, and often that helps you avoid externally a level of criticism, that have failed to deliver tonight or in them block of games. So that's why the performance has been why the performances have, because you're so reliant in this sport on individuals. But the results, we can't concede the goal. We can't concede a goal like that in the first minute.
Are the players aware that possibly they're not even reaching the levels that they know as players they should be reaching?
I think the responsibility for results rests with the manager. I think, and I've asked our supporters that rather than criticise the individuals and pick out that this is where the manager has to take it. And look, and I knew this isn't the first sticky spell I've had at this club, because the sticky spell I had was when I was appointed as a starting point. The sticky spell we had was last January when we picked up 6 points in 7 games, 6 draws, a defeat. We have to get through it, but we won't get through it without high-level individual performances that will mean high-level collective performances. We can have, I've referenced it earlier, shapes, systems, ways of playing. We can motivate, we can do this with the ball and this without the ball. We can't concede a goal like that. That can't happen on the halfway line. And then in possession, we can't get in crossing positions under no pressure and put the ball in the stand. We can't have those shooting opportunities and turn them down. And I don't understand why, because that's where our goals come. What there is at the moment is a real lack of confidence, and I have to stick my chest out and I have to lead. And I talked about it, everything I said on Saturday is still true, just because we've had a disappointing result tonight and a positive one on Saturday. And when the goal against happens the way it does, we talk a lot as a group about accountability. I have to be accountable, and I understand that. We have a collective team performance tonight that's okay. I'm not saying good, don't misquote me. It isn't where we want to be in the levels that you referenced. We've certainly set ourselves over a period of time. We've been okay, we've been fine against a good team, a team that will improve between now and the end of the season. They did that last year, but we've gifted them a lead. And some of the individual performances have created a situation where we concede the goal that we have, and then at the other end of the pitch we aren't able to respond.
Callum McIntyre there after last night. Just some breaking news to bring you as well. Josh Wander, who is the co-founder of 777. Loads of reports about them, of course, trying to take over at Everton. He and a business delegation from 777 have been in town all day. They went to the Liver building today to meet staff and Bramley Moordock for meetings and are at the game tonight. Obviously, Everton leading 1-0 here. This is the story of the first half.
James Tarkowski midway inside his own half, central position out to the right hand side for Patterson. Forward ball is a good one for Calvert-Lewin, running in behind the Palace defence, checks back, shoots. It's a good save at his near post there by Sam Johnston. It didn't look from here as though it was going to go in, but the goalkeeper was taking no chances. It was a really decent effort, did well to control it, the lofted ball downfield. Really good work. Patterson's long ball, great takedown, and Calvert-Lewin right-footed from a tight angle. Joachim Andersen bullies his way past 2 Everton players, and then Everton win it back, and then Andersen heads it forward, brought down by Odsonne Edouard. Running forward from the centre circle, picks out Eberici Eze, edge of the penalty, shoots. It's a good save there by João Virginia, away to his left-hand side, edge of the 6-yard box. Cracking goalkeeping from the Everton man. Long ball forward from Joachim Andersen out towards the right-hand side. It's kept in there. Good work by Nathaniel Klein. Back to Jefferson Lerner. Chance on the edge of the 6-yard box, or just outside it, over the bar there as Palace came forward. Left-footed, the outside of his boot from Jeffrey Schlupp. And Palace with a couple of really good chances in the last 2 or 3 minutes. And Everton being opened up in and around their penalty area, and that's a concern for Sean Dyche. It's still Everton 0, Crystal Palace 0.
This is a chance for them to try and liven this game up.
Looks like it's going to be Gomez with his right foot. Is it going to be Harrison with his left? Central position, 3 yards from the D. Free kick taken by Gomez! Yes! It's a fabulous free kick from Andre Gomez. Right-footed like a rocket shot, and it cannoned in off the inside of the post. There's Sam Johnston, dived away to his left-hand side. First goal at Goodison Park for a fair long time for Andre Gomez. He hasn't had the best of luck with injuries in a long time. Palace attacking towards the edge of the penalty. Eberici Eze found an opportunity there. Driven shot. Oh, what a save at his near post. Cracking drive by Tyrick Mitchell after Eberici Eze's running towards the penalty area. Touch to the left-hand side as Palace white shirt swarmed inside the box. Tyrick Mitchell, left-footed angled drive, tipped away.
Garner has won the ball, plays into the path of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. 3-1.
Harrison gets a good cross in, a chance. Oh, might break for Dwight McNeil. Shoot. Get in. Yes! Dwight McNeil thumps in a left foot shot. Jack Harrison inside the penalty, pulls it back. A chance. Might break in for two.
Yay!
It's another Everton goal.
Dublin with the shot. Stop it! A seal again for Everton.
BBC Radio Merseyside.
Welcome back to Goodison. We are about to start the second half. Stubbsy, I'll just tell you, Julie's in Oxford. She invited you for pints. It's too far. Laura says go to the Denby. She'll get you a pint in.
When we're down that end, so towards Oxford, we'll definitely pop in.
Well, we're about to kick off. I'll hand you back to our commentary team, former Everton captain Alan Stubbs and Mike Hughes.
Thank you, Julia. Everton to kick off, attacking the Gladys Street end in the second half. James Garner poised to get the second period going. Back it goes to the goalkeeper, João Virginia from Ghana, and then a left-footed ball forward out towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin to the right of centre, flicked his header out to the right-hand side towards Harrison, but not accurately enough. Palace throw-in, taken quickly, volleyed forward there by Will Hughes. Everton clear. Palace win it back from Amadou Onana's attempted lofted pass into Palace territory, and then Palace win themselves a throw-in 20 yards inside the Everton half, and they take a throw-in back to Joachim Andersen. Slice clearance from him, and Everton win a throw-in. I have a culinary difficulty here because I've been presented with a lovely looking pie, but trying to eat a pie while commentating.
It's not just any pie.
It's not just any pie.
It's a Scouse pie.
Oh my goodness. Well, if you hear 10 minutes of dead air, you'll know it is. As Palace in possession, work the ball out towards the right-hand side. Slip there as Nathaniel Klein trying to keep it in play as the ball was worked out towards the right touchline. Everton have a throw-in level with the edge of their own penalty area almost. Mikalenko's going to take it left-hand side, looks for options. Everton, up the line it goes. Comes off the head of Lerner. Joachim Andersen downfield. Cleared untidily by Branthwaite, then helped on there by Jarrod Branthwaite rather. Downfield towards Jack Harrison. Wins possession in a tight area, has his shirt tugged, and wins a free kick for a foul by Tyrick Mitchell. Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, well done, Jack Harrison. You know, he didn't necessarily have the best half that I've seen him play in an Everton shirt, but he's just really, you know, created something out of nothing there, but just by closing down right in the left-hand side of the pitch, you know, and he's got Everton up the pitch first and foremost, and then he's won a free kick for that Everton are going to put into the box here.
Andre Gomez going to take it. It's to the right of centre, midway inside the Palace half. Gomez, scorer of the only goal of the game so far, got his black gloves on. Everton attacking the Gladys Street end in the second half. Plenty of blue shirts on the edge of the penalty area. Gomez, right-footed, curls it in towards the far post. McNeil across the face of goal. Palace get it clear, only as far as Patterson chips the ball in towards the edge of the penalty area. Palace get it clear. It's a foul there by James Garner, rather cheap foul, push in the back, and Palace get themselves a free kick.
He's booked Jack Harrison for kicking the ball away.
Kicks the ball away, and that's a real waste in terms of a free kick, of a cheap yellow card given away, and sometimes they can be really costly, Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, they can. You know, I think I think with a lot of the times, you know, he's not wasting time there. He's just kicked it away. It is frustration, but you know, he's put himself in a difficult position where he didn't really have to do now. So he's going to have to be careful now. You know, not that he's a big tackler, but anything missed time now.
And for somebody who's an industrious wide player who likes to help back, that itself can have difficult consequences as Everton win a throw-in midway inside the Palace half on the right-hand side. Patterson to take. 1-0 Everton lead. We've had the thick end of 4 minutes of the second half. They work the ball short to Jack Harrison, back with Patterson. Forward it comes. Palace win back possession. Then Everton with a challenge on the touchline, and Will Hughes can't keep it in play. Everton throw in that Patterson will take 6 or 7 yards from the edge of the penalty area. Lofted ball down the line for Gomez, keeps it in play. Good close control. Palace clear. Anana back out towards Harrison. Chance to get a cross in onto his left foot. In comes the cross. Palace clear with Richards. Away by Joachim Andersen. Anana touched it into the path, left edge of the penalty for Dwight McNeil. Makes a lateral run across the box, and then Gomez with,
I think he kicks out because James Garner was down.
James Garner is down in the D.
Holding his hamstring and all there, which hopefully is not the case. Which will be a big blow for Everton.
He looks to be in some difficulty, and there's an element of frustration about James Garner as he is down in the D. He's moved his position. He's back on his knees now. The call from the referee is to the Everton.
It's a good sign.
Physio team, so
to stay off, yeah, it's a good sign. So
he wants to stay on. Now maybe that is perhaps a dead leg, or I don't know. He seems to be holding the back of his thigh, the sort of hamstring area. But
if that was him pulled his hamstring, he'd definitely be coming off. He's definitely coming off. So whether it's an impact, whether it's a kick, or something that he's just complaining about, but the fact that he's still on the pitch, he definitely hasn't felt his hamstring.
Palace take the throw in, knocked forward and long downfield by Jeffrey Schlupp, to be collected in a sporting fashion by the Everton goalkeeper João Virginia, after Everton put the ball out of play because of the injury. And Everton come forward. It's good ball towards McNeil, taken down really, really nicely. Mikalenko on the overlap. Not enough in the pass there towards Mikalenko from McNeil. And there's a real definite push in the back there by Odsonne Edouard. So much so that even though it's a free kick, really the referee could have looked at maybe absolutely making a booking,
crazy really, from a defender point of view. You thanks very much, because you've just made my job so much easier, and you've let me get off the hook, because he's just made Jarrett Branthwaite's job so much easier just by giving him a push.
Free kick floated forward there by Gomez, headed down, hooked downfield. Palace get it clear, and then another chance to get clear, but nice ball towards the left hand side, and Dwight McNeil, early cross in from the Everton wide. That's a really good cross, but Palace get it clear, and Patterson in a tussle there with Eberechi Eze, and then Tyrick Mitchell up towards halfway. Good control there by Tarkowski, helped on there towards Jack Harrison, did really well to find Tarkowski, and then back to Branthwaite. Branthwaite stops play as Everton win a foul for a challenge on James Tarkowski, 15 yards inside the Palace half. 7.5 minutes gone in the second half. Free kick to the Blues. They still lead 1-0.
Yeah, Everton were just looking to build the play up there, and James Tarkowski's, he's controlled it in his mid-drift and just looked to play a ball inside, and as he's done that, he's just got caught on the bottom of his foot and gone down. Thankfully he's up and nothing too serious.
Free kicks played in by Gomez towards James Garner. Palace able to defend that without too many problems. Headed forward by Gomez, away there by Tyrick Mitchell. James Garner's underneath it, chests it down, and then wins the second ball, picks out Mikalenko and then McNeil. being forced back, finds Anana first time back to Mikalenko, then Anana again for Mikalenko, lofted ball forward, Joachim Andersen's underneath it, no blue shirt anywhere near it. Branthwaite's pass to the left is a poor one. Everton challenge for possession, but Palace go back to Richards infield to Joachim Andersen, and the Danish international sweeps it out to the left hand side, taken down by Tyrick Mitchell on the chest. Nimble pass in field towards Eberechi, then out towards the left hand side to Mitchell. Back it is with Mark Gehi infield to Jefferson Lerma, turns away from the Everton striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin. There's Anderson, clip ball forward out towards the right hand side, kept in play there by Nathaniel Klein, floated ball in, just across the face of goal, and then hooked out of harm's way by Nathan Patterson. That was a floated ball in from down by the dead ball line from Nathaniel Klein, and really dangerous there, Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, the ball just comes down this right hand side here to Nathaniel Klein, and he has a good first touch, and then he just tries to play a hopeful cross into the box, and it's one of them that the cross seemed to go really just underneath João Virginia's crossbar, and it nearly caused him a problem. I think everyone in the ground can see that it's a cross, but it's one of them that's nearly nestled into the far right-hand corner.
Eberechi's pass to the left edge of the penalty. In comes the cross, took a deflection of Patterson, cleared by Branthwaite. Palace have possession, left-hand side. Tyrick Mitchell for Lerma. Forward it comes and helped on to Will Hughes. Back with Jeffrey Schlupp. Has Richards in support. Then infield for Jefferson Lerma. Clip ball towards the left-hand side. Straight to Nathan Patterson. Does well to pick out Jack Harrison. Harrison races down the right hand side, checks back, being challenged, and does well, I thought, to win a throw in, but Palace have kept it in play, and 4 players combined to win back possession, and a run from Eberechi towards the edge of the penalty. Alton Edouard touch back to Lerma. Nice bit of play by Andre Gomez. Play answers the referee as he's brought down. Then Will Hughes with the challenge. Dwight McNeil in the tussle as well, and then Mark Gehi's right-footed ball to the left-hand side. Infield it comes from Tyrick Mitchell towards Eberechi. Then back with Will Hughes. Angle ball for Eberechi. In comes the cross, left-hand side, hit right-footed, but no problem for João Virginia. 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes gone in the second half. Everton still lead 1-0.
Yeah, a little bit scrappy there, period of play. All come really realistic. Come from when Jack Harrison had the ball on the far right hand side, and he had no support whatsoever, and he was trying to wait for the support to come, but nothing came of it.
Fabulous slide challenge there by Amadou Onana on Richards. Chris Richards, the American international, just thought he had the time and the space, but Onana slid in, took the ball away from him, and it ends up going out for a goal kick. But good work there. It
was, he seems like he's got them elastic legs, hasn't he? That just seem to stretch. He doesn't half, win some tackles by that outstretched right leg that he puts in. It was a really good tackle there.
Yeah, there's a telescopic element to those challenge with those long limbs of his, as Tarkovsky picks out Andre Gomez's side, the congested centre circle, and then Gomez's ball out towards Mikalenko deflects off a Palace player and eventually finds its way bobbling towards the Everton penalty area and João Virginia. 12 minutes gone in the second half. Everton 1, Crystal Palace 0. Andre Gomez with the only goal of the game so far. Lovely long clearance downfield for Calvert-Lewin. Hooked away by Gehi. Helped on eventually by Garner. Palace win back possession. Andre Gomez battling for it. Palace working in from the left hand side for Mitchell. Back it goes to Gehi in the left touch line. Chip ball forward to Alton Edouard. Headed away by Branthwaite. Headed on there by Will Hughes. Down it comes to Lerma. Short pass to Schlupp on the arc of the centre circle inside the Everton half. Gets a run outside him from Tyrick Mitchell. Right-footed ball to the left by Eze for Mitchell. Mark Gehi midway inside the Everton half to the left to centre. On his right foot, driven back by the presence of Jack Harrison. Palace go back to Will Hughes. Anderson helped on towards Richards. Richards Short pass to the right hand side to Nathaniel Klein. Klein looks for options. Forward ball headed away by Tarkowski. Headed back forward by Richards. Headed back out by Jeffrey Schlupp. Everton win it back with Branthwaite. Tarkowski's clearance. Lovely headed ball in field to Jack Harrison and helped on towards Andre Gomez. It was a fantastic header from Dominic Calvert-Lewin infield towards Jack Harrison. In the end, as Gomez came forward, he couldn't profit from it, and Palace regained possession.
Yeah,
He's had a good game, Calvert-Lewin, with only limited service, hasn't he?
I think the difference in it and all is that he is probably at times when the ball's going up to him, he's too isolated, you know, and Gomez is probably not getting to him quick enough.
Eberechi makes a forward move. Palace inside the penalty area. Fabulous defending there from Vitaly Mykolenko to track across, and Jared Branthwaite initially to track across and make sure that Odsonne-Edouard didn't get a clear sight of goal, and Everton end up defending a really difficult situation very, very well, and the goalkeeper's able to come out and gather. But Palace have won a throw-in on that far side. Just all little bit bitty at the moment from an Everton point of view.
It is, you know, it was. I think that passage of play and all, for me, highlighted and all how far Mykolenko's come over the last 12 months in terms of him defending as an individual. You know, he's come on so much.
Perceptive judgment,
yeah,
wasn't it?
You know, he's read the danger there, and without actually doing an awful lot, all he's done is get his body in front of Odsonne-Edouard, which has checked his run and allowed the ball to harmlessly run through to João Virginia in goal. You know, so it's really, really good defensive play.
And it sounds easy, but it's knowing how to do that,
it's not
and it's
easy
knowing
at all.
when to do that.
There's an art to it.
Yeah.
You know, there's you don't just happen to be in the right place at the right time. You know, you've got to know where to go. You've got to be watching the play and putting yourself in the right positions.
Driven shot there from McNeil from a header down from Calvert-Lewin from the long clearance downfield and saved by the goalkeeper, but that was decent work there from Everton's Dwight McNeil. Jumps to make the stop. Palace in possession with Gehi, one of the three central defenders. Goes back to Joachim Andersen. Andersen forward ball up towards halfway to Tyrick Mitchell, helped on out towards the left hand side for Eberechi. Tyrick Mitchell runs in behind the Everton defence, gets a cross in, it's going to be kept in. Nathaniel Klein pulls it back, wide footed drive by Jefferson Lerma, skied into the Park End stand. But Palace with a very swift counter attack, causing problems for that Everton back line. And again, the Palace wing-backs are causing problems, and we're going to have a Palace substitution, the first of them tonight, and that's going to happen pretty quickly. But Everton have restarted the game, so we're going to have to wait a little while for that. And the ball's back with João Virginia, long clearance downfield. Mateus França is going to come on, played in the first game. Headed back by Tarkowski. Everton work the ball back again to João Virginia, out towards Branthwaite. Branthwaite to the left hand side to Mykolenko. Long ball forward is sliced, unfortunately, and out of play for a Palace throw in. 61, almost 62 minutes gone. Sean Dyche is signalling, pointing his arms and waving his fingers where he wants Everton to get the ball. Not able to do it on that occasion. Looks like Jairo Rideawell is going to come on as well. Palace throwing 15 yards from the edge of the Everton penalty area on the right hand side. Down the line they go. Palace, but Everton win it back with Dwight McNeil in towards James Garner. Nice little touch, and eventually goes back to João Virginia, given the hurry up by the presence of Will Hughes. Will Hughes with the follow through there and the challenge on João Virginia. I think he's going to give a free kick, is he, for Will Hughes being slightly late. No malice aforethought, but in those situations I've seen players be booked for that.
Yeah, you have. You know, I think in the initial challenge, Will Hughes, he just chases the pass back, and then as João Virginia is about to clear, he just comes across as his kicking leg and catches him. In that incident, Will Hughes loses his boot, but we have seen yellow cards for it. There's no doubt about that on this occasion. The referee tonight, Tony Harrington, has decided not to. I think the one thing, Mike and all, what we've seen from Palace since they've come out is they've really pushed their fullbacks on.
It's a great positions, haven't they?
Yeah, they've pushed them really on and tried to take the game to Everton a bit more, so when they do win the ball, their fullbacks are in a much higher position. Jeffrey Slupp and all, Odsonne Edouard and Eze have really looked to try and put themselves in more forward position. I'm actually surprised this substitution, whether it's geared towards Saturday.
Triple substitution.
But Eze is going off.
Eze is going off. He's going to be replaced by Matheus França, and Palace's star man, França.
I think you can hear what the Palace fans think of that and all. There's chance of you don't know what you're doing coming from the Palace fans towards Roy Hodgson there with Eze going off.
Jaro Riedewald replaces Tyrick Mitchell, and Nero Anuha comes on for Will Hughes. Norwich has scored a couple of goals in double quick time. They lead away at Bristol Rovers by 2-1. When Blackpool have equalised against Nottingham Forest, 1 each in that one. 1-0 here to Everton at Goodison Park. Forest lead 2-1. Blackpool 1, Nottingham Forest 2, Bristol Rovers 1, Norwich 2. Everton advanced down the right hand side, just touched on there by Andre Gomez for Jack Harrison, but couldn't keep it in play. And the Everton right hand side level with the edge of the Palace penalty area, and Crystal Palace win a throw in. Riedewald to take it down the line he goes. Everton headed back forward with Onana, good control by Gomez. Jack Harrison gets it back as he works a 1-2 and then turns it back to Amadou Onana. Amadou Onana there finds James Garner. Nice ball from Dwight McNeil. Vitaly Mikalenko helps it in towards the edge of the penalty, towards the penalty spot. Palace get it clear. Garner with the shot. It's blocked by Will Hughes. Palace get it clear. And Palace eventually move the ball into an advanced area. Good play there by James Tarkowski. Right hand side with Jack Harrison. Edge of the penalty area with Calvert-Lewin. Good play by Calvert-Lewin, and gets the ball whipped off him. Everton win it back promptly. Good play by Patterson, working a 1-2. That looked like handball inside the penalty area. Well, play on, says the referee. They are surely will have a look at that. Forward ball as Everton try and open up that Palace rearguard again. The ball bounces and Palace end up with Matheus França heading it back. Gets it back from Mark Gehi. Comes up towards França, out towards the left-hand side. And Everton with Tarkowski working in field to James Garner. Garner plays it out to the left of centre for Mikalenko. Mikalenko for Dwight McNeil. McNeil gets the ball taken off him. And Palace advance down the right-hand side. In it comes, danger for Everton. Driven shot, great save there from Edouard by João Virginia. And Everton have got a man down inside the penalty area as James Tarkowski launching himself. But that was it. That wasn't Tarkowski. Tarkowski's still there. It's actually Nathan Patterson on the right edge of the 6-yard box. Well, there looked to be, we're just seeing a replay of the handball situation. And Palace moved the ball forward. Lovely shot on the turn, saved on the edge of the 6-yard box there by João Virginia from Odsonne Edouard. And that was after Everton gave the ball away needlessly down their own left-hand side, Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, it was, it was a dangerous attack from Palace, and it was a really good save down to his feet from João Virginia with his right foot. Edson Edouard turns with the ball roughly around the penalty spot, turns onto his left hand side and looks to fire the ball into João Virginia's bottom right hand corner, but he saves really well with his feet. And then Everton get a free kick to relieve the pressure for the foul on Nathan Patterson.
Yeah, Patterson is going to be okay to continue. He's got to go off before he can come back on. One of those frustrating situations.
Patterson's off the field for the moment.
Everton's triumphant. The three wise men, Sean Dyche, Steve Stone and Ian Woan, in deep conversation in the technical area. Everton restart with the free kick inside the penalty area, hit long downfield by João Virginia. Palace clear and lofted up towards halfway. Odsonne Edouard heads it out to the left hand side. França wins a throw in off James Garner. 68 3/4 minutes gone. Full commentary on Total Sport Merseyside as Palace come forward from Odsonne Edouard towards the edge of the penalty area. Jeffrey Schlupp gets an important challenge in, and then good play by Amadou Onana. Turned back to Mykolenko by Dwight McNeil. Calvert-Lewin rises but can't get anything on it. Palace win back possession comfortably, and it's Jeffrey Schlupp, and then Joachim Andersen overhits his pass out towards the right hand side. Everton have a throw in. I just wonder whether it's time for Everton to make a couple of substitutions just to inject a bit more intensity.
Yeah, you just really said what I was about to say, mate. It is getting to that time where, you know, do we see Beto into the fray, you know, Dan Zuma, just to give Everton a little bit of a lift? Can them players give them an injection of energy? You know, because the game is getting towards that stage now.
Good ball from McNeil to the left-hand side for Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin down towards the byline, looks for support, finds it in the shape of Andre Gomez. Gomez in field to James Garner, back with Gomez. Gomez looking for support, rolls it back to Mykolenko midway, or 15 yards rather, inside Palace half. Works a 1-2 with Amadou Onana. Mykolenko travelling forward. Calvert-Lewin is onside inside the penalty area, down towards the byline. Gets his cross in, it's blocked by Richards. The flag goes up for offside. What is the point of that? What is that all about? Absolute nonsense. He's 10 seconds too late, and there's no need for it.
It's one of the I think it's up there with the most annoying rules in football right now. Why the assistant referees have to wait when they know he's offside? We know he's going to give offside, but they still let the play build for 10 seconds. We've seen it at the weekend, you know, and you've seen Ederson get injured as a result of it, you know, where a player's offside, he runs through, they collide, he gets injured, and the linesman puts his flag up. You know, it's absolute ludicrous that the fact that you know that's still enforced today in the game.
Couple more substitutions from Palace. David Ozo comes on to replace Jefferson Lerma, and Jean-Philippe Mateta has come on for Odsonne Edouard. Palace have got the ball inside their own penalty area. 71.5 minutes gone. It's Everton 1, Crystal Palace 0. Long ball forward, mistimed header from Tarkowski, still gets a good contact on it, hooked forward by McNeil. Palace clear with Joachim Andersen out towards Jack Harrison, gets a nudge in his back, play answers the referee. Patterson runs in field inside the centre circle, looks for options, finds one with McNeil to the left hand side, driven back by the presence of two Palace players moving towards him, back towards João Virginia to the right hand side for Tarkowski for Patterson, runs in field, caught in possession. Palace with Jairo Raldeveld, good play by Branthwaite to win it back, and Andre Gomez, cracking play in a tight situation. Driving forward is Jack Harrison, good run from Jack Harrison in towards the edge of the penalty area, but just his final pass, he waited too long, and instead of picking out a blue shirt, eventually has the ball kind of taken off him as Palace get the challenge in, and just whipped away from him in a really good situation, Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, it looked really promising at one point there. Jack Harrison has done virtually everything
all
right.
The hard work.
He has, he's done it. He's ran at the Crystal Palace defence. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's made a really good run, and Dwight McNeil was in on this side because the defender had got attracted to Dwight McNeil's run, and he just overran it too far, and it allowed the Crystal Palace defender to get a touch. I think it was Gahey who ended up getting the crucial interception.
Jared Branthwaite goes back to his goalkeeper. Amadou Onana and Branthwaite combine again, and then Branthwaite's ball to the left-hand side is a poor one, sliced it, aimed for Dwight McNeil. Palace have a throw-in. Palace have made a lot of substitutions. In fact, they've made 5, and Everton maybe are considering, looks as though they're going to bring on Lewis Dobbin. Looks to be one player that may be coming on.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's for Jack Harrison.
I wonder whether there's any value, and I've thought it for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and
2 of them up front.
No, if there's any value in Jack Harrison switching to the left and being given a chance there.
Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about maybe
not tonight,
Beto.
Josephine.
Yeah. Maybe Beto playing up there with Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well.
Yeah, to give Palace a bit more to think about in a defensive perspective, because they're having a little bit easy so far in the second half, because Everton can't get the bodies around Calvert-Lewin enough.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing where Everton can hurt them. You know, you see him when the ball's played over the top, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you know, he's in because he's got too much pace for them, and I think Beto would be the same. You know, because I think Gahey's quick enough, but Anderson, you know, is not the quickest.
Palace work the ball towards the edge of the penalty. Good defending from Branthwaite. Clearance upfield is intercepted by Mark Gahey. Gahey, as Palace move it out towards the right-hand side. Back it goes to Hughes. Hughes touches it on to Richards, and then back with Joachim Andersen. Good play by Calvert-Lewin, closing down at every possible avenue of opportunity. And that's the applause you hear ringing round Goodison Park, was for fabulous closing down work by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Lewis Dobbin is going to get a chance to come on. I think it will be at the expense of Jack Harrison, who hasn't stopped running all night. It just hasn't been his evening in terms of the contribution that he'd be looking for and the contribution that he's able to provide on one of his going nights. Good bit of play by Andre Gomez, trying to pick out Calvert-Lewin. It's headed away by Jairo Raldoval. Everton win it back with Amadou Onana. Lovely ball towards Calvert-Lewin. Shoots across the face of goal. Misses by a matter of inches with a long-range effort. Angle drive, right-footed. Did well to take that. In fact, it's Andre Gomez who's going to be replaced by number 61, Lewis Dobbin. Been a good contribution for 76 minutes. So we'll see a change of shape, and I think we're likely to see either one of Jack Harrison.
Oh, maybe.
No, it is going to be 2 up front. Lewis Dobbin is going to play alongside,
just off him,
or maybe just off him, in the position that Andre Gomez was fulfilling. I thought we might have seen a tactical change with Jack Harrison or Dwight McNeil moving into that area, and Dobbin moving over to the flanks as we sort of position that we expect him to play in. But Everton, long ball downfield, dealt with really, really nicely. Then Branthwaite clears without any real impetus on the clearance, and it goes Palace's way, and they managed to win a throw in left-hand side. 77 minutes gone at Goodison Park. Everton lead by a goal to nil. Full commentary on BBC Radio Merseyside, Total Sport Merseyside, your first station for football. The football phone in to come at the end of the game, 0800 731 9333. Text 81333, put the word Mersey before your message. Your WhatsAppers on 08000 321 333. Mark Gahey is fouled there by Jack Harrison. Free kick to Palace, midway inside their own half, taken by Gahey, back with Richards. Joachim Andersen to the right of centre, has a runner outside him, right hand side, but comes back in field towards Richards. Here's Hughes. Will Hughes thought he was one of the players to be substituted as he moved towards the touchline, but no, he wasn't. He stayed very much on the pitch, and coming forward now is Tarkowski for Everton. Pass comes back off a Palace player, and then good run from Amadou Onana. Finds McNeil inside the penalty area. Tries to get the low cross in towards the run of Lewis Dobbin, but it's intercepted and it's put behind, blocked by Joachim Andersen. Everton have a corner left-hand side, Gladys Street end, Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, it's just got the Everton crowd up. That attack from Everton. Initially, James Tarkowski breaks out and plays a nice ball out to Dwight McNeil on the left-hand side, and he drives at the Crystal Palace defence and tries to play a ball. Once he gets into the 18-yard box, into the path of Lewis Dobbin, who's making a run centrally into the Palace 6-yard box, and it just gets cut out for a corner ball.
Corner left-hand side is going to be taken right-footed by James Garner. Plenty of blue shirts to aim for at the far post. In it comes towards the near post. It just flicks off the head there of Will Hughes, and it's going to be a corner for Everton towards the right-hand side. And now Dwight McNeil trots across. He's going to take this left-footed, so it's going to be again an in-swinger, and plenty of blue shirts surrounding the penalty spot. Anana and Garner and Calvert-Lewin and Tarkowski. Brathwaite's edge of the 6-yard box. Lewis Dobbin at the near post. Jack Harrison just by the goalkeeper, swung towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's missed by the keeper. Palace though headed out. Garner's going to loft it back in. In it comes. It just flicks off an Everton head.
I think it was Lewis Dobbin.
Came off a Palace player last, and it's gone behind for a corner. It was a really good cross there by James Garner, right-hand side, and it headed away by Joachim Andersen, the initial cross, and then in comes James Garner's cross, and Palace get it away for a corner. Garner with the corner left-hand side. Oh, Brathwaite with the header, just loops from the flick at the near post, just over the top and behind for a Palace goal kick. 80 minutes gone. Everton lead by a 1-0, and still this game very much in the balance, but Everton certainly bearing their teeth a lot more in an attacking sense. Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, Everton just building up the pressure. You know, the last few minutes from a couple of balls into the box, one from a corner. You know, with Jared Brathwaite just gets too much on the near post flick, and the one previously, I think it was Mark Gahey, who just gets ahead on it just as Lewis Dobbin's arriving in the box. You know, Everton looking to build the pressure, just like the pressure's building on you, Mike, to start eating that pie.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pie, and I'm thinking, I've got to eat that somewhere along the line, but not just at the moment. Blackpool have equalised, 2 apiece. Palace free kick taken by Will Hughes towards the far post. Danger for Everton, flicked on there by Chris Richards. Everton have got themselves a goal kick, and Sean Dyche again looking at possibilities, looking at maybe possible changes to make, but at the moment they're keeping with the same personnel up towards Lewis Dobbin. Can't hang on to possession. Lofted ball from James Garner, headed forward towards Dwight McNeil. Dwight McNeil driven back by the presence of 3 Palace players. Nice ball into the path of Patterson, forward to Garner. Garner's pass sold Patterson short. Everton trying to win it back, but Palace with Will Hughes out towards the left-hand side. França with the cross across the face of goal, going to be kept in, I think, on this near side, and Everton managed to win a free kick. In fact, has it gone out of play for a goal kick? No, it's going to be a free kick in the left-back position. That's going to be taken by the goalkeeper, and I think Beto is going to enter the fray for the last 8 minutes of normal time and whatever remains of the game. In terms of added time, and that's just added time, I won't say the other word, the other 2 words. Long ball forward from the goalkeeper. He's wrestling.
That'd be a foul, sure.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Everton claim with some justification that their star man in an attacking sense was fouled. Palace moved the ball to the left-hand side, and Everton win themselves a throw-in.
I don't know how the referees missed that.
Well, he was wrestling him, wasn't he? It was absolutely clear. Free kick, 7 minutes remaining of the 90. Beto still waiting to come on. Patterson with the throw in right-hand side, headed away by Riedewald, only as far as Jack Harrison. He was fouled. Everton free kick 15 yards inside the Palace half to the right of centre. Jack Harrison, he's worked so hard all night, hasn't he, for very little reward. It just hasn't been his night.
No,
but he never ever shirks his responsibility.
No, he's first off, it wasn't his best half. Got to be honest. But second half, he certainly, his work rate has certainly been up. He has had a bit more joy, and if anything, he's just lacked a little bit of support on occasions when he has had the ball. But he has definitely done better. And the one thing about him and all is that even if the things are not going his way, he never hides. He's always looking for the ball.
Good ball in from Garner after the combination with Jack Harrison from the free kick, but sails into the arms of the Palace goalkeeper. Sam Johnston bowls it underarm to Chris Richards out to the right hand side, and Palace advance in towards the halfway line and beyond it. And then move the ball to the right hand side with Ozo. Back it goes to Richards. Hughes inside the centre circle. Looks for runners. Everton work it back with Tarkowski after good defending from Branthwaite. Long clearance downfield from the goalkeeper. Taken down nicely by Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin. Oh! Well, Joachim Andersen with a absolutely crazy lunge at Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Now, I just wonder whether Calvert-Lewin is being shown the yellow card. Absolute nonsense, because he's been fouled, and because it was retaliation. Joachim Andersen didn't like Calvert-Lewin's foul. He's yellow carded Calvert-Lewin. It's ridiculous.
I think looking at that, we just had the option of the replay there, and I think the only reason why he's booked Calvert-Lewin is just because as the referee has given a foul, Calvert-Lewin's just kicked the ball a couple of yards, and I think that's the only reason why he's given a yellow card, because obviously Joachim Andersen has pushed him with two hands in the chest, and I think that's why he's pushed him.
The last contribution from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He didn't get the goal he wanted, but it's the best game he's had in quite some time from Calvert-Lewin.
It's certainly not for the lack of effort,
especially with really limited service.
Yeah, he has. He's had to feed off scraps, really. He made an opportunity himself in the first half where he's made a really good run. He had a lovely bit of control, and he's had to dig a shot out that's nearly caught Sam Johnson out at the near post. And apart from that, he's worked tirelessly. The coal's starting to get into my lips. That pies is looking rather inviting, Mike. But yeah, he's worked really hard for very little opportunities in terms of in front of goal.
Palace sweep the ball forward, but with not enough accuracy, and it's gone behind for an Everton goal kick. 86.5 minutes gone on the clock. Everton lead by a goal to nil. Andre Gomez with a direct free kick, right-footed from 25 yards or thereabouts. It's going to be a yellow card for João Virginia now. Didn't think there was that much time wasting. That's a very low bar. Long clearance downfield. João Virginia headed away, and Everton headed back forward, and Palace headed clear, and then headed back by Anana for Mikalenko. Lofted ball headed away by Anderson. Good play there in a tight situation, and then McNeil's ball to Amadou Anana. Little back heel down the line for Lewis Dobbin, comes off a Palace player. Throw in to Everton. Mikalenko to take left hand side, forward ball. Beto brings it down, the Everton substitute, but Palace move it up towards halfway. Good turn there, good challenge by Branthwaite. Everton break forward there with James Garner. Here's Lewis Dobbin. Dobbin rampaging forward, right foot shot, drags it wide. Behind for a goal kick, but good attacking intent and good pace from Lewis Dobbin.
Yeah, you can see he's really sharp. I think
he's quick, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and he covers the ground really well when he is running. But I think on that occasion, I think it was a little bit whether it was a cross or whether it was a shot. He was just going away from goal. But Everton have got to keep honest here, because Palace have got nothing to lose now. The game's drifting away, but you can see that they're starting to take chances now.
Palace move the ball in field. Good challenge as Everton win it back, and then there's handball and a free kick given to the Blues. And James Garner not in any particular rush to take it. He's going to leave it for Branthwaite, and he's going to leave it for João Virginia, who better hurry up, as the referee has a long lingering look downfield, having just booked João Virginia, signals and then lofts it forward left-footed towards Beto. Richards underneath it, might break for McNeil, heads the penalty, came off Will Hughes. Everton fans rather than players appeal for handball. Lofted forward there by Amadou Onana, cleared only as far as James Garner, takes it down on his chest out to the right hand side for Harrison with a chance to run at Riedewald, brought down edge of the penalty area. Everton still have possession, still Jack Harrison has it. Good ball in from Patterson, headed back down towards Lewis Dobbin. He heads it down but only as far as Chris Richard, cleared downfield. Mikolenko manages to win a throw-in, came off Jeffrey Schlupp. We're into the final minute of the 90. There's always a load of time to add on these days. Curiously, normally less in FA Cup ties, but you never can really tell. We're going to find out shortly. Everton throw-in taken by Mikolenko. Beto on his chest lifts it forward, but Palace get the clearance in, and Everton attempt to win it back and manage to do so.
I'm going to go for 5 minutes, Mike.
I'm going to go for 4.
Just with the subs that Palace have made.
Forever the optimist. Palace free kick. 15 seconds of the 90 remain. All eyes on the electric scope, the electric sort of board that's going to be flashed up to show us how many minutes to be added on, as Richards 6 minutes. Stubbsy was nearer than me, but he was a minute short. Palace will feel a renewed sense of belief that they can still keep themselves in this tie. Moving forward down the left-hand side. In comes a cross towards the far post, a chance at the far post at Palace.
Great
an
save.
Opportunity, driven shot, good save there by João Virginia, and Everton smash it downfield. Wonderful goalkeeping again from João Virginia as the cross came in from the left-hand side. Knocked goalwards, saved by Everton's João Virginia. It's his 4th or 5th excellent save of the night. Palace come again with Will Hughes. Everton need to keep themselves really disciplined and use possession much more sensibly in this period of added time as Palace advance again. Work the ball back into the centre circle with Joachim Andersen, Danish international central defender. Move it to Mark Gehi. Gehi out towards the left-hand side. In comes the cross, headed towards Ozo. A chance there for Schlupp. Oh, good save, and then the Palace players move forward, and then Branthwaite smacks it against the Palace player as Everton's goalkeeper came out and couldn't get his hands on the ball. Palace have got a man down, but they're continuing to play on. Back it comes towards the left-hand side, and França in possession for Palace, running in field. Chris Richards, Joachim Andersen. Everton have got 11 blue shirts back behind the ball. Forward it comes. Branthwaite is foul there, is he? Trying to keep the ball, and Everton escape with James Garner. Up towards Lewis Dobbin. Dobbin breaks over halfway. He's got Dwight McNeil outside him, left-hand side. McNeil races down towards the byline. Gladys Street End pulls it back. Oh, a great flick at the near post. Palace clear. Everton win it back with Onana. Fantastic flick, and Everton win themselves a throw-in. Great bit of work and a lovely dainty flick at the near post. It was saved by the keeper, and Lewis Dobbin close to a really what would have been a really memorable FA Cup goal for him, Alan Stubbs.
Yeah, well, it went from one end to the other with a great save from João Virginia. You know, at the back post where I was expecting it just to nestle into the post, and he's made himself big. And the next minute, Everton are attacking the other end. And Lewis Dobbins had a lovely little bit of skill where he's tried to flick it between his legs, you know, and he's nearly caught Sam Johnson, who makes himself big and blocks it. a chance for, really did swing from one end to the other.
Great goalkeeping at both ends.
It was.
Everton throwing left-hand side. Mikalenko to Beto. Beto is pushed to the ground, and the referee signals it's a goal kick and not a free kick. And we've got 3 minutes of the 6 remaining. Just 1 or 2 people, not very many, it has to be said, head to the exits. Why they do it, only they know. Everton lead 1-0. Football phone to come on BBC Radio Merseyside at the end of this tie. Palace move the ball to the right-hand side. Good presence of mind from Dwight McNeil to close down and move Palace back to Joachim Andersen, out to the left-hand side to França. França is running at Nathan Patterson. Makes a lateral run infield, has support from Gehi in towards the edge of the penalty area. Will Hughes might break inside the penalty area. That's a push on Jarrod Branthwaite. As Everton with Mikalenko just waiting for the referee to award the free kick for the push. It was a clear push, but I was wondering whether Mikalenko should have just cleared it left-footed in any case.
Well, I think it was nearly the case where I think they both looked at each other, and it was one of them where nearly none of them decided to do it, but in the end I think Branthwaite cleared it. We're just seeing a replay again of João Virginia's save, just before. It was a really good block. Everton just need to keep the shape now and just not do anything silly, because they can see this game out. Palace are obviously throwing caution to the wind now. They've got nothing to, well, they've got obviously something to lose, but in terms of this game,
Dwight McNeil had a chance to run at the Palace defence and lost possession in a really good situation. 15 yards, 20 yards inside the Palace half, but good defending and really intelligent play by Amadou Onana, who's had a good night tonight, by the way, to win Everton a throw-in as we move towards the final minute of the 6 to be added on. Thrown down the line by Mikalenko, headed away there by Richards. Everton have the ball, or do they foul there? Thought there might have been a foul on Jarrod Branthwaite. Free kick awarded further back inside the Palace half. Going to be taken by their goalkeeper Sam Johnston. They are throwing caution to the wind. Every player by Sam Johnston is inside the Everton half. The free kick is 20 yards short of the halfway line to the right of centre, launched to the left edge of the Everton box. One in the air there by Joachim Andersen, cleared by Amadou Onana, headed back by Will Hughes, flicked on and away by Branthwaite. Garner loses out as he tried to get the ball under control. Joachim Andersen, back it goes towards Richards. He's going to launch it long again. Clips in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away there by Mikalenko. Palace with Joachim Andersen, Everton with McNeil. Clears, and Palace get it back into the danger zone. A chance at the far post. Good goalkeeping by João Virginia to dive at the feet of the Palace striker Jean-Philippe Mateta, but the flag's gone up for offside in any case. There goes the full-time whistle. Safe passage into round 4 for Everton, and I use the word safe very, very loosely. It was a cracking cup tie. It was keenly contested from the first whistle to the last. And Everton with the only goal of the night after 42 minutes. Direct free kick, Andre Gomez, curling right foot drive. Just in, grazed the post and into the back of the net. Everton close on a number of occasions to adding to that. Calvert-Lewin with an angle drive in the first half. Andre Gomez with a shot goalwards that was saved. Palace had their moments in the first half as well. But 3 cracking stops in the first half from the Everton goalkeeper gave Everton the half-time advantage as Palace causing problems with Jeffrey Schlupp, Eberici, Eze and Tyrick Mitchell. And in the second half he made a couple more stupendous stops. Everton had a lot of really energetic performances tonight. They worked themselves into the ground in terms of the amount of endeavour that they were prepared to put in. They were worthy winners on the night, even though Palace made it a good contest. And Everton back on the winning trail. Alan Stubbs, fabulous goal to win it. But my goodness, it was a good cup tie, and they had to work hard for it, didn't they?
They did, and probably harder than what they would have wanted. I thought, Everton needed a second goal because it wasn't won at 1-0, because Palace still offered a threat. I thought Everton probably could have managed the game a little bit better, especially towards the end of the game, where little things like Jared Branthwaite, where he's started to play a header to play out. At that time of the game, you just got to clear your line and make sure you do the right things. Little things in terms of managing it that I think Everton could have done better. But overall, listen, the most important thing is that Everton are in the next round. They've got a home tie against Luton, which, to be honest, you would think we would be favourites to come through that, which is not going to be easy because Luton have done well recently. But Everton at home, you would like to think that we've got a very good chance of coming through that. And another important thing is that Everton have got a win on the board again. They've followed up the last weekend's draw against a really good Villa side, and they followed up with a win tonight. 3 clean sheets on the trot. Yeah, it's important. You win games off the back of that. And the one thing that this Everton side has done for the majority of this season is their defensive record has been very good. And they've won quite a few games at 1-0, and I don't mind that, because Everton, they work so hard as a team that they're not a team that's going to win 4s and 5s. We've got to be honest about that. But they are a well-structured, well-organised team, and they've got a group of players that work really hard in that system.
What a fantastic performance from João Virginia.
Very good, very good. He kept Everton in this game. When he was called upon, he did everything that was asked of him. He made important saves with his feet, he made important saves with his hands, and he made an important save by just making himself big at the end, and he's done himself no harm in terms of when he's come in and he's been given an opportunity. He's done very well.
Yeah, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I thought a great contribution on a night when he didn't really get the best in terms of service and people coming close to him. He never stopped working, never stopped running. Could have had a goal after a cracking right foot shot in the first half. Not a great night either for Jack Harris or Dwight McNeil in terms of what they were able to do with the possession. But both of those players always prepared to be available for the ball, always prepared to work with the ball, and never stopped showing for possession.
Yeah, this Everton's performance tonight wasn't free flowing. It was difficult at times, and it was, they were a little bit sloppy in possession. They were a little bit loose in terms of their final ball. But another plus point from Everton tonight is that Dwight McNeil has got minutes in his legs again from being out. He's on the pitch, which is where we want to see him. So there is pluses tonight. I would have liked personally to see Dominic Calvert-Lewin getting on the score sheet, just for in terms of his confidence, because he has been finding it tough in front of goal, not for the want of trying, but he's just finding that elusive goal, and his work rate deserves a goal, because he is putting a real effort in, and that position that he's playing is very difficult when you're up there by yourself.
It's difficult when you're getting good service.
Of course it is, and it's so he's so reliant on other players getting close to him, and sometimes tonight on occasions, the distances were too big, and he can't flick balls on and then win them balls and get on the end of them again.
Sometimes he was running after second balls, wasn't he?
He was, when he's holding it up, he's trying to link up the play. It's not easy, but he's, the one thing that you can't question is that, his work rate, it was certainly there, because he did put a real effort into the time that he was on the pitch.
Next on Total Sport Merseyside, it's you to us. You get in touch and let us know your thoughts on Everton's performance. They're through to the 4th round of the FA Cup, a home tie with Luton a week on Saturday. What do you think of the Blues getting back on the winning trail? 0800 731 9333. You can text 81333, put the word Mersey before your message, or you can WhatsApp us 08000 321 333. Again, put the word Mersey before your message, and text and WhatsApp messages charged at your standard rate. It's ended up at Goodison Park. Everton 1, Crystal Palace 0.
Live from Goodison Park, Merseyside Sport.